My cheating wife thought her affair partner could replace me until he dumped her and refused to take her or the kids. Now she's crawling back, begging me to clean up the mess she made like she always does. This time, I just watched her crumble. Hello, Reddit. I'm Ben, 52. Most of my adult life, I believed I had built something unshakable. My wife, Linda, is 49. We've been together nearly 25 years. 24 years of birthdays, family vacations, raising kids, and weathering life storms. 3 children. Sophie, 23, Ryan, 20, away at college, and Maya, 18, fresh out of high school. From the outside, people envied our family. They called us solid, the kind of couple others measured themselves against. I worked as an engineer, Linda as a project manager. We built a nice home, sent our kids to good schools, and made sure they always felt loved. I genuinely believed Linda and I were partners for life. Then, 2 weeks ago, my world shattered. It was a quiet Sunday afternoon. Sophie had moved out months ago. Ryan was at university. Maya was at a friend's house for the weekend. Just the 2 of us at home. I thought maybe Linda wanted to talk about our anniversary or a trip. Instead, she dropped a bomb. Calmly, almost rehearsed, she admitted that for the past 2 years, she'd been having an affair with a co-worker named Tyler, 29 years old, barely older than Sophie. At first, I couldn't even process her words. I blinked, waiting for her to laugh, to tell me it was a cruel joke. But she didn't. Her eyes were cold, detached from the pain she knew she was causing. She said she was ready to move forward with him. Since our youngest was practically grown, she felt it was perfect timing to start fresh with someone who made her feel alive again. Those words crushed me. I broke. I sobbed like a child at the table, begging her not to leave. 24 years together, gone. I pleaded, reminded her of the life we'd built, the sacrifices, the memories. And she patted my arm like I was a lost puppy, comforting me for being too weak to accept reality. It'll get better, Ben. You'll find someone who makes you happy, she whispered. No, we'll work through this. No admission of wrongdoing. Just you'll move on. Something inside me snapped. I stood, wiped my face, and told her to leave. She looked shocked, maybe because 30 minutes ago I'd been on my knees. But I meant it. She already had a duffel bag packed. She hugged me awkwardly on the way out, and then she was gone. That night, I cried harder than I ever had. Hollow, broken. When Maya came home the next day, she noticed immediately. Pressing me, I told her the truth, my voice cracking the entire way through. She called Sophie and Ryan, and also my younger brother, David, 46, unmarried, one of the most dependable men I know. By evening, he was at my door with an overnight bag. No questions, just a hug and the promise he wouldn't leave until I could stand on my own. For the next week, my kids and David became my lifeline. Sophie drove down. Ryan came home, and together we formed a little fortress of grief and comfort. I tried to hold it together for them, but inside I was unraveling. Then one night, Linda called. I hadn't heard from her since she walked out. Seeing her name twist my stomach. Against my better judgment, I answered. She was sobbing, stumbling over her words. First, questions about the kids, whether they hated her, whether they forgive her. I gave short, clipped answers. Then she admitted the truth. Tyler had refused her. When she showed up at his place with her bags, expecting to move in, he laughed. He told her he wasn't ready for a serious relationship. He wanted to enjoy his 20s, eventually settle down with someone younger who could have children. You're beautiful but nearly 50. I don't want stepkids or to be tied down, he said. She'd been living in a hotel for a week. The kids blocked her number. Her family was furious. Alone, abandoned, realizing too late what she'd thrown away. Ben, she cried into the phone, I made a mistake. Please let me come home. Please, we can fix this. I don't have anyone else. For the first time since this nightmare began, I didn't feel sadness or pity. I felt anger. Pure, cleansing anger. I told her no. She hadn't given me a second chance while betraying me for 2 years. She deserved every ounce of the pain she was feeling. Then I hung up. For 24 years, I've been the one fixing everything. Every argument, every cold silence, every mistake. I apologized, reached out, held our marriage together with bloody hands and raw effort. She never once chased me. Now, when she needed me, I realized I was free. I turned off my phone that night, slept soundly for the first time in weeks, and woke with clarity. Linda was gone, and she wasn't coming back. Not into my life, my home, or my heart. And for once, that was exactly how I wanted it. The morning after a call, I expected her at the door. She didn't come. By afternoon, she started texting short, desperate messages. Ben, I love you. Please answer me. I need to come home. I'm lost without you. We can start over. I'll do anything. I ignored them. David noticed my phone buzzing and raised an eyebrow. She's already fishing to get back in, huh? I nodded. Don't. Not this time. She's not sorry she cheated. She's sorry her fantasy collapsed. That's not love. That's survival instinct. By day 3, desperation turned to anger. How can you be so cold? Don't you care about our family? That last line made me laugh bitterly. She sacrificed nothing. She cheated for 2 years while I worked overtime paying for Ryan's tuition and Maya's braces. She indulged herself while I carried our life. I didn't respond. That weekend, while the kids were home for dinner, my phone rang. Maya said firmly, "Don't answer. She doesn't deserve to interrupt our meal." Sophie agreed. Ryan added, "Don't let her manipulate you, Dad." I let the call go to voicemail. Later, I listened alone. Her voice pitiful, full of fake tears. "Ben, I know I hurt you, but I hurt myself too. Don't let the kids hate me. You have to help me fix this." Maya found me replaying the voicemail on speaker. She grabbed my phone and stopped it. "Don't you dare feel sorry for her," she said. "Dad, don't forget she abandoned us." My daughter was now protecting me. When guilt didn't work, Linda called David. She cried, begging him to talk sense into me, claiming I regret divorcing her. She even hinted she worried about finances. David looked at me and said plainly, she's realizing Tyler isn't paying her bills and she doesn't want to downgrade her lifestyle. 2 days later, a text, "Ben, think about what this divorce will do financially. Is it worth it? We can rebuild." I typed back one sentence. I'd rather live broke and honest and wealthy and betrayed. Then I blocked her number. She tried showing up in person, Ryan's college, Maya's school, and finally at my job. She begged, cried, tried to manipulate. I refused her entry, reminded her she lied, cheated, and destroyed this marriage. She crumpled, and I finally said words I should have said years ago. "No, Linda, you threw me away 2 years ago. I'm just catching up." Manipulations continued. Emails, letters, attempts through relatives. But the kids refused to speak to her. David stayed vigilant. And I finally felt peace. For once, I wasn't fixing anything. Linda could cry and beg. But the woman I married was gone. The man I'd become refused to be her safety net. Divorce papers signed. For the first time in decades, I felt free. She tried one last stunt. A sympathy tour, reaching out to old friends and neighbors, painting herself as a confused wife who made one bad decision. People called me. I countered with the truth every time. Slowly, her network crumbled. Friends stopped answering. Neighbors avoided her. Even her own parents apologized to me privately. Then she tried money, threatening to contest the divorce, claiming spousal support and a share of my pension. I laughed. Records proved my case. Her demands were smoke and mirrors. Her final act, a long, dramatic handwritten letter, begging me to remember the love, swearing she'd spend the rest of her life making it up to me. At the end, "Ben, I can't survive without you." I stared, then burned it. Months passed. The kids adjusted, painfully but steadily. Maya started therapy. Ryan threw himself into studies and basketball. Sophie came home often to check on me. I started living for myself again. Gym with David, fishing, cooking with Maya. Little by little, I remembered who I was before carrying Linda's weight. I wasn't healed yet, but I was breathing again. Linda's manipulations weren't my problem anymore. They were her cage. Every desperate attempt only chained her to her mistakes. I was free. Her last grand gesture, showing up at Sophie's apartment uninvited. Sophie called, furious. I told her I remembered the good times, but also the nights I worked overtime while Linda snuck around with Tyler. I warned her to leave before I called the cops. That was the end. After Sophie's rejection, Linda went silent. No calls, no letters, no stunts. Eventually, I heard she moved into a small rental alone. Her friends abandoned her. The kids cut her off. Tyler blocked her. When the divorce was finalized, David took me for steak and whiskey. He raised his glass. To freedom, brother. You didn't just survive her betrayal. You crushed her attempt to own you afterward. She lost everything. You lost nothing worth keeping. And he was right. I lost a wife who wasn't loyal, but I kept my children, my dignity, my future. Linda? She's left with nothing but regret, and I've never felt lighter.